Imagine holding in your hands three simple pieces of metal that most people would mistake for ordinary change, three coins that passed through countless hands in markets, in shops, in pockets. Without ever revealing the unimaginable secret, they carry three coins that look so common, yet hide stories. So rare, so mysterious that collectors around the world would stop at nothing to add them to their treasures. These are not just coins. They are silent witnesses of history crafted with unique designs in the Philippines, a nation where culture and currency intertwine, but within these three coins lies a difference so small you could miss it at first glance. Yet this difference could be worth millions of dollars. Three coins, minted in different years but bound by the same enigma, each one growing rarer, more legendary and more valuable with every passing year. One from the year 2000. Another from 2002, and one more from 2006, each carrying secrets of design, minting, and survival that transformed them from simple pocket change to treasures worth a fortune. And today, we unravel their mystery step by step, coin by coin, with suspense that will keep you guessing until the very end. Welcome to World Coins Hub. Now we begin with coin number 1, a coin that might look like ordinary Philippine change at first glance, but hides a truth that turns it into one of the most breathtaking treasures in the world of numismatics. The 10 Piso bimetallic coin, dated 2000. When you first see it, the coin looks simple. A golden brass center surrounded by a silver nickel ring, designed for everyday circulation. People once carried it in their pockets, bought groceries with it, paid for jeepney rides with it, and never once imagined that this little piece of currency could one day be worth millions of dollars. And yet here it stands today, valued at an astonishing $3 million. Why is this coin so valuable to collectors? What makes a coin that was once common suddenly transform into a legend in the world of numismatics? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, design, condition, and the passion that drives collectors across the globe. Let us peel back these layers step by step, because every detail matters. First, let us talk about its design. The obverse features: the portraits of two important historical figures, Apolinario Mabini and Andres Bonifacio, their names engraved proudly along with the year 2000, and the words Republika ng Pilipinas. The reverse shows the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas seal and inscriptions that speak of national identity. Now on the surface, this sounds like any other commemorative style coin, but here is the suspense. The year 2000 issue carries unique traits, small differences in strike sharpness and die variations that make it extremely hard to find in perfect mint condition. These imperfections created a survival pattern. Only a handful of coins managed to escape circulation with untouched brilliance. But rarity in coin collecting is never just about survival. It is also about grading in the world of numismatics. Grading is everything. Grading tells us whether a coin is just average or whether it enters the elite ranks of treasures. Grading is handled by professional companies like PCGS and NGC, and collectors trust their certification blindly, because a grade of MS-65 or MS-67 can mean the difference of thousands, even millions of dollars. And here is the thrilling part: only a microscopic number of the 2000 dated 10 Piso coins have been found in gem-uncirculated grades. Imagine a coin where most examples are scratched, worn, or dulled from years of use. But then one emerges preserved as if time forgot about it, untouched, flawless, shining with luster. Those are the coins that turn from pocket change to million-dollar treasures. The 2000 dated bimetallic piece also holds collector intrigue because it marks the beginning of a new millennium collector's view. Millennial issues as symbolic. Milestones and symbolism fuels demand in the numismatic world. The year 2000 itself becomes a story, a marker of time and history sealed within a coin. Now let us break it down further. The technical details. The 10 Piso bimetallic coin of 2000 has a diameter of 26 5 millimeters, a thickness of 2.2 millimeters, and a weight of 8.7 grams. The inner core is aluminum bronze, while the outer ring is nickel-plated steel. These numbers may sound dry, but to the trained eyes of collectors, they are the fingerprints of authenticity. Counterfeiters cannot easily replicate the precise metallurgy, weight, and thickness. Professional graders measure them down to decimals to confirm authenticity. So why would someone pay $3 million for this coin? Part of it is rarity, part of it is grading. But a big part is narrative. Collectors buy not just metal, they buy history. They buy a story that elevates an object beyond its face value, and the 2010 Piso coin carries a story that resonates with both national pride and global curiosity. And here is something most beginners overlook: provenance. Provenance means the history of ownership. Imagine if a coin has passed through the hands of legendary collectors, or was featured in an international auction. That alone adds layers of prestige and pushes its value even higher. In fact, some of the highest valued coins in the world are not the rarest by numbers, but the ones with the most fascinating provenances. The 2010 Piso belongs to this league. Now think about this suspense. Imagine you are holding a handful of 10 Piso coins mixed together. Some from 1999, some from 2001. But one coin in that pile dated 2000 could secretly be worth millions. Would you even recognize it without knowing what to look? For most people would not. And that is the beauty of numismatics. The greatest treasures are often hiding in plain sight, waiting for the trained eyes of a collector. Before we reveal even more secrets about this coin, let me remind you, if you are fascinated by this story, if your curiosity is rising with every word, make sure to subscribe to World Coins Hub, because this journey is just beginning, and the deeper we go, the more astonishing the details become. Now let us go even deeper into the mystery of coin number 1, the 10 Piso bimetallic coin dated 2000. Because its story does not end with its design or even with its survival. The real secret lies in what numismatists call die varieties and minting anomalies. And here is where the suspense truly begins. When coins are struck by the mint, they are created using steel dies, and sometimes those dies carry tiny imperfections, perhaps a slightly doubled letter, perhaps an extra curve on a digit, perhaps the date is misaligned. These differences are almost invisible to the untrained eye. Yet they create what collectors call varieties or errors, and the value of a coin can skyrocket if it carries such a unique difference. In the case of the 2000 dated 10 Piso coin, collectors have reported subtle shifts in the font of the date, as well as strike strength variations on the portraits of Apollinario Mabini and Andres Bonifacio. Some show sharper relief while others appear slightly flattened. And among specialists, these traits separate a common issue from an extraordinary rarity. But here is the thrilling part. The market does not yet fully know how many of these high-grade anomalies exist. Some experts believe fewer than a dozen pristine examples may survive, and that is why collectors chase them so passionately, because uncertainty creates suspense, and suspense creates value. Let us now pause on grading once again, because this is the cornerstone of value. Every coin is placed under a 5x magnifying lens when submitted to a professional grading company, PCGS or NGC. They analyze the surfaces for scratches, nicks, luster, and overall eye appeal. Coins are then assigned a grade from poor to perfect mint state. A grade like MS60 might mean the coin is uncirculated but shows dull surfaces, and MS65 would sparkle with stronger luster and only minor imperfections. But when you reach MS67 or higher, you are talking about a condition so rare that maybe 1 in 100,000 coins ever qualifies. And in the case of this 2010 Piso, perhaps 1 in millions. This is why collectors sometimes compare grading to diamond certification by GIA, just as a flawless diamond commands astronomical prices. A flawless coin does the same. Now consider the psychology of demand. Collectors compete fiercely in auctions, especially when the population reports show limited numbers. PCGS and NGC publish census reports showing how many coins of a given year and grade exist. If only 3 examples of the 2010 Piso in MS-67 appear on record, then every serious collector wants one, and the auction floor becomes a battlefield. Prices rise like wildfire, and suddenly a coin that was once ignored becomes a headline piece. But there is more to this coin than rarity and grade. It is also about its symbolism. This 2000 dated coin marks the dawn of a new millennium, a turning of the calendar from the 1900s to the 2000s, a symbolic rebirth, and humans attach meaning to. Milestones meaning creates emotional value, and emotional value transforms metal into treasure. Collectors love telling the story. Imagine sitting at a numismatic convention, holding the 2010 Piso in hand and saying, "This is the coin that carried the Philippine nation into the millennium. This is the coin that no one thought would survive in gem condition. Yet here it is." This narrative makes ownership feel legendary. Now let us speak about selling, because you might be wondering, if someone discovered such a coin, how could they actually sell it? The truth is, finding the right marketplace is everything. You cannot simply walk into a local pawn shop and expect $3 million. No professional collector would trust such a transaction. Instead, the path to selling begins with certification. First, you must have the coin authenticated and graded by PCGS or NGC. Once certified, it gains credibility. Then you can approach elite auction houses such as Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, or even Sotheby's. These institutions bring global bidders together and create the competitive atmosphere that drives prices sky high. And here is another hidden truth. Serious collectors also network through private sales. Sometimes the highest prices are not even achieved at public auction, but behind closed doors between wealthy collectors who want exclusivity. That is why provenance again plays a role. If a coin has been through a famous collection, it gains prestige and value rises. Now here is where I want to keep you in suspense, because we have only scratched the surface of the 2010 Piso coin. We have not yet discussed how condition affects luster, how strike sharpness impacts desirability, how population reports are changing even today, and what hidden dangers of counterfeits exist in the market. All of that is coming next, and it will shock you even further. Before we continue, let me pause and remind you, if this video is holding your attention, if you are feeling the suspense growing, then smash that like button and subscribe right now to WorldCoin's Hub, because only here do we take you behind the curtain of the numismatic world and reveal the secrets most people will never know. And if you are enjoying the journey, consider sending a super thanks, because it helps us continue creating these deep dives for coin lovers like you. Stay with me, because the next part of this story about coin number 1 will reveal the hidden battlefield of coin grading counterfeiting and the exact steps collectors take to ensure authenticity before paying millions. Now, as we step further into the mystery of coin number 1, the 10 Piso bimetallic coin dated 2000, let us focus on the element that separates an ordinary coin from a $1 million treasure: condition. Condition is not simply about wear and tear. It is about the microscopic details that the human eye often misses. Luster, for example, is one of the first things professional graders examine. Luster is the original shine created when metal flows across the die during striking. It produces a cartwheel effect under light. If a coin has been touched even once by fingers, that luster can fade forever, meaning only those coins that somehow escaped circulation can keep the brilliance collectors crave. The 2000 dated 10 Piso rarely shows perfect luster because it was mass-produced for everyday use. Thousands were spent in markets, thrown into change jars, rubbed against keys. Yet a small handful managed to survive untouched, perhaps locked in a drawer, forgotten, perhaps sealed away in mint. Sets and those survivors are the reason we speak of this coin, in the same breath as million-dollar treasures. Next, we must talk about surface preservation. Every scratch, every nick, every bag mark lowers the grade significantly. That is why graders use magnification under bright lighting. Every tiny flaw is recorded and considered, and it is the absence of flaws that transforms a coin into a legend. In fact, collectors often say coins are like snowflakes. No, two surfaces are identical, and the more flawless the surface, the rarer the coin. But we must also address a danger that lurks in the shadows: counterfeiting. Whenever a coin gains fame and value, counterfeiters appear, hoping to deceive, and the 2010 Piso is no exception. Some fakes have been seen where ordinary coins were plated to mimic the correct bimetallic tones. Others were altered with fake dates or manipulated weights. This is why authentication is essential. You cannot simply claim to have a rare 2000 coin and expect collectors to believe it. Certification by PCGS or NGC removes doubt. Their slabs seal the coin in tamper-proof holders, and once certified, the coin becomes tradable across the globe with full confidence. Now imagine the psychology of collectors, sitting at an auction, their eyes fixed on the bidding screen. Knowing that only 2 or 3 examples in MS-67 exist, their hearts racing as bids climb higher. 50,000, 100,000, 500,000, a million. The suspense builds. The hammer falls at $3 million, and the lucky winner now holds a piece of history, while the others leave with nothing but regret. This is the drama that fuels numismatics. It is not only about the coin, it is about the chase, the competition, the passion to own something that no one else can. And speaking of owning, imagine for a moment that you discovered such a coin in your possession. How would you sell it? The process is both thrilling and nerve-wracking. First, you must ensure professional grading, as we said. Then you decide between auction houses and private networks. Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers are world-famous for handling record-breaking coins. They bring international visibility and guarantee marketing, while private networks can bring discreet negotiations among elite collectors. Either way, the key is patience. Rushing a sale can cost you millions, while waiting for the right moment can multiply your return. There is also a fascinating part of this story that collectors rarely talk about: the emotional bond. Once you hold a coin of this magnitude, you may not even want to sell it. Collectors often say it is like holding lightning in your hands. You know the world values it at millions, yet letting it go feels like giving away a piece of your soul. This tug-of-war between money and passion is what makes the numismatic world so unique. And yet this is only coin number 1. We have not even touched upon the later issues like the 2002 and 2006 coins, which rise even higher in value. The 2000 is the foundation of the trilogy, the starting chapter of a story that grows more dramatic with each coin. The suspense only builds from here, because if the first coin is worth 3 million, what secrets could the second coin hold? What rarity, what anomaly, what twist could push it to $7 million? So before we move forward, take a deep breath. Let the weight of this story sink in. This is not just a piece of metal. It is a time capsule, a cultural artifact, a treasure born from the Philippines yet desired worldwide. And if you are watching this right now, you are part of a journey that very few people ever take: the journey of unlocking million-dollar coins. If you are still with me, then this is the moment I ask you once more: hit that like button, share this with a friend who loves mysteries and coins, and most importantly, subscribe to World Coins Hub, because what comes next will take your curiosity to the edge as we reveal coin number 2, the 10. Piso bimetallic coin dated 2002. And this time the value does not stop at 3 million. It explodes to 7 million. And the reasons why will shock you. We now turn the page to coin number 2. And if you thought coin number 1 was extraordinary, prepare yourself, because this coin raises the stakes to heights almost unthinkable. The 10 Piso BI metallic coin, dated 2002. This coin looks almost identical to the 2000 issue, the golden brass core, the silver nickel outer ring, the portraits of Mabini and Bonifacio, proudly displayed, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas seal stamped on the reverse. But within the familiar design hides an enigma that propels its value beyond imagination. While coin number 1 commanded $3 million, coin number 2 climbs even higher, a staggering $7 million. Why this difference? What makes the 2002 issue tower above the rest? Let us peel back the story, layer by layer, because this coin is not just rare, it is almost mythical in its survival. Numismatists whisper about it at conventions, as if it were a ghost coin spoken of but rarely seen. The first element of its value lies in its mintage records, or more accurately, the lack of them. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas produced fewer coins in 2002 than in the surrounding years, making this issue instantly scarcer. Add to that the fact that circulation quickly absorbed most of the coins, and very few were preserved in uncirculated condition, meaning the supply for collectors is vanishingly small. But scarcity alone cannot explain $7 million. There is more, and it comes from the world of die varieties. Once again, some 2002 coins display unusual traits on the digits of the date, tiny doubling effects, slightly thicker strokes, even a known case of what appears to be a misaligned die that shifts the inner brass core off-center. This creates an off-balance design, and for collectors, error coins are like lightning rods for value. The stranger, the strike. The higher the demand, and the 2002 issue delivers such mysteries in spades, collectors also attach special importance to the 2002 date. It represents a transitional period in Philippine coinage, and the later discovery of design modifications added to its intrigue. Many argue that the 2002 coin was unintentionally underproduced because of minting changes, which only fuels the aura of rarity. Now let us bring in grading. Once again, because grading is what transforms scarcity into record-breaking sales. Very few 2002 dated coins have been certified in high mint state by PCGS or NGC population. Reports are so thin that some collectors have never even seen one slabbed at MS67 or higher. This creates a hunger and almost feverish desire to own what others cannot. And in the world of numismatics, that hunger translates directly into astronomical prices. But here is where the suspense thickens even further. Many collectors believe that several examples of the 2002 issue remain undiscovered, tucked away in forgotten drawers, sealed in old rolls hidden in bank vaults, waiting for discovery. And that possibility keeps treasure hunters searching across the Philippines. Even today, if one such coin were to surface tomorrow, the entire market would tremble. Auction houses would prepare for bidding wars, and headlines across the collecting world would explode. This is the energy that fuels the $7 million price tag, and now imagine you are holding this coin in your palm, the weight 7 grams, the diameter, 26.5 millimeters the thickness, 2.2 millimeters, all familiar numbers, all matching the specifications of ordinary 10 Piso coins. And yet this single example could buy a mansion in the United States or estates in Europe. It could change a life forever, and yet it blends perfectly with common change. The idea that such wealth could be hidden in such simplicity is what makes numismatics so fascinating. Before we move deeper into coin number 2, let me pause here and remind you, this is just the beginning of the 2002 story. We have not yet covered its provenance, the auction battles that broke records, the counterfeit risks, and the numismatic legacy that cements its place in history. So stay with me, because the suspense only grows from here, and if you are hooked right now, make sure to subscribe to World Coins Hub so you never miss the secrets behind the rarest coins on Earth. And if you are enjoying this journey, consider giving a super thanks to support the channel. Now let us step deeper into the mystery of coin number 2, the 10 peso B metallic coin dated 2002, a coin so scarce that even whispers of its existence stir excitement across the numismatic world. To understand its $7 million value, we must talk about provenance, because provenance is the lifeblood of legendary coins. Provenance means history of ownership, and when a coin passes through the hands of famous collectors or is displayed in world-class auctions, its prestige multiplies. Of the most breathtaking moments in numismatic history have involved the 2002 10 peso. Appearing at auction, collectors describe the tension as unbearable bids, climbing higher and higher, as if no one wanted to blink. A $7 million hammer price shocks the room, yet for those present, it feels inevitable because the coin carries both beauty and myth. And then there is grading wars. Collectors fighting not just for the coin, but for the grade itself. One collector may already own a 2002 issue in MS-65 but dreams of upgrading to MS-67 or higher, because a single point can mean millions in added value. This pursuit is relentless, driven by passion, ego, and the desire for immortality in the collecting world. Owning the finest known coin means your name will echo through numismatic history. But as with any treasure, there is danger. Counterfeiters have attempted to replicate the 2002 issue, some altering common coins by tampering with the date, others forging the bimetallic design. But the weight and composition always betray them. True experts measure down to decimal grams and examine edges under magnification. This is why certification from PCGS or NGC is indispensable. Without it, even the boldest claim means nothing. Those daring enough to sell such a coin, the path is clear. Major auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers are the gateways to international competition. Their catalogs reach every corner of the globe, bringing elite collectors to the bidding floor, but private sales whisper too behind the scenes. Wealthy collectors sometimes exchange millions for exclusivity. Coins like the 2002 10 peso are not only money, they are status. They are power. And here lies the emotional core. Imagine holding a coin that can pay for yachts, estates, even generational wealth, and yet feeling the weight of history so strongly that part of you cannot let go. Collectors who own the 2002 issue often describe it as addictive. The knowledge that they possess something almost no one else in the world can claim. It is not just a coin. It is a legend sealed in metal. But our journey does not end here, because if the 2000 issue shocked us with 3 million, and the 2002 issue stunned us with 7 million, what then? Could coin number 3 hold the final chapter? The 10 peso B metallic coin, dated 2006. The most mysterious, the most valuable. The one that stands at a staggering $9 million. Its story will test everything you think you know about rarity grading and the pursuit of treasures. Before we unlock that mystery, let me pause once more. If this video has captured your imagination, like a treasure hunt across history, then make sure you are subscribed right now to World Coins Hub. Share this video with other collectors who crave the thrill of discovery. And if you feel inspired, send a super thanks to support the channel, because every coin we explore brings us closer to uncovering the next great secret. Stay with me, because coin number 3 will take us to the edge of numismatic legend. Now we arrive at the final chapter. Coin number 3, the 10 peso BI metallic coin, dated 2006. And if you thought the first 2 coins were remarkable, this one will make you question everything you thought you knew about rare money. Because this coin carries a presence unlike any other. The brass center glowing with history. The nickel ring forming a frame that locks in its power. The portraits of Mabini and Bonifacio etched in steel. Their gaze fixed as though they know the secret value hidden inside. And on the reverse, the seal of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, standing like a guardian of mystery. But here is where the story becomes almost unbelievable. This coin that looks so ordinary. This coin that millions once held in their palms. On the streets of Manila in jeepneys. In crowded markets somehow ascended into the rarest tier of numismatic treasures. Today it stands valued at $9 million. Why 9 million? What makes this coin eclipse the 3 million of the 2000 issue and the 7 million of the 2002 issue? The answer lies in layers of rarity, historical timing, and survival, so fragile that only a handful of pristine examples are believed to exist. The 2006 10 Piso coin came at a turning point in Philippine coinage. Just before further redesigns and minting updates, collectors see it as the closing chapter of an era. The last of a lineage, and in coin collecting last issues, can sometimes carry more weight than first issues, because they mark the end of a story, but rarity in 2006 is even more dramatic. Reports suggest that minting numbers for this year were lower than usual and worse for collectors. The majority went into hard circulation. Everyday people spent them, wore them, rubbed away the luster until only a few faint survivors remained. Imagine trying to find a perfect untouched gem in a sea of millions, worn down by years of use. That is why this issue has gained near mythical status. Now let us talk numbers. Diameter 26, 5 millimeters thickness, 2.2 millimeters weight, 8.7 grams, exactly the same as the earlier issues. But it is not the specifications that matter. It is the condition. Nearly all known pieces of the 2006 coin show scratches, loss of detail, dull surfaces. Only a microscopic handful still gleam with original mint luster. Those are the coins that collectors chase. Those are the coins that auctions transform into legends. And here is the part that gives this coin its aura of suspense. While most 2006 issues are treated as pocket change, the handfuls certified by PCGS or NGC in top mint state grades become instant crown jewels in world collections. The population reports are so tiny that owning one places you in an elite circle, a circle so small you could count its members on your fingers. So imagine for a moment holding this coin, turning it under a light, watching the golden core spin with its cartwheel luster, while the silver ring frames it like a halo. It looks ordinary, and yet in that moment, you know you are holding $9 million of value. $9 million hidden in your palm. This is what makes numismatics more thrilling than any treasure hunt, because the treasure may already be in your hand without you even realizing it. But this is only the beginning of coin number 3's story. We have not yet touched on the auction wars, the provenance records, the psychology that drives its demand, and the dangers that shadow it with counterfeits and manipulations. Those secrets are waiting just ahead, and they will complete the legend of the 2006 10 Piso coin. Before we continue, let me pause and remind you, if you are fascinated by this journey of rare coins, if you feel the suspense with every reveal, then make sure you are subscribed to World Coins Hub, because this story is far from over. And if you want to support the discovery of more mysteries, consider sending a super thanks. It helps us bring these treasures to life. Stay with me, because the deeper we go into coin number 3, the closer we come to understanding why it is valued at $9 million, and why it may be the most legendary coin of its kind ever struck. Now we move into the heart of coin number 3, the 10 Piso bimetallic coin dated 2006, the coin that commands $9 million of value, and the reason is not simply because of its low survival numbers or its end-of-era significance. The real reason lies in the stage it sets at auction. Collectors describe the tension when one of these 2006 coins appears for sale. The room falls silent, every eye fixed on the screen as the bids climb higher. 100,000, 200,000, I million, then faster and faster. As if the coin itself is alive, pulling money from the pockets of those who crave it. Provenance amplifies this energy when a coin has belonged to a legendary collector or has been featured in international catalogs. It becomes more than metal. It becomes a story, and stories are priceless. The 2006 issue has already broken records, But what makes it more thrilling is that many experts believe the finest known example has not yet surfaced. Perhaps it rests unnoticed. In a private collection, perhaps it lies hidden in a bank vault, perhaps even in a forgotten drawer in someone's home, waiting to shock the numismatic world when it finally emerges. This possibility keeps collectors awake at night, and it is why they are willing to pay $9 million or more. But where value rises, danger follows. Counterfeiters have targeted the 2006 issue, creating plated fakes, altered dates, and even cast forgeries. But they never replicate the true weight of 7 grams or the precise strike details that the genuine coin holds. This is why certification is not optional. It is mandatory only. PCGS and NGC slabs give the assurance that collectors demand without certification. The coin is simply a curiosity. With certification, it is a treasure. And for those who dream of selling such a coin, the path is as dramatic as the coin itself. The right move is to take it to elite auction houses, heritage auctions, Stack's Bowers, even Sotheby's. These firms know how to create the global bidding stage that fuels million-dollar sales. Some prefer private networks where wealthy collectors negotiate discreetly. But in either case, patience, strategy, and timing are everything. One wrong move could cost millions, while the right choice can secure life-changing wealth. Yet owning a coin like this is not just about money. It is about legacy. Imagine your name forever recorded in auction catalogs, forever linked to a coin that collectors will whisper about for centuries to come. Numismatics is not only about collecting, it is about writing your name in history with metal ink. And this coin, the 2006 10 Piso bimetallic, is a pen that writes legends. And now we stand at the end of our journey. We began with coin number 1, the 2000 issue valued at $3 million. We rose to coin number 2, the 2002 issue worth $7 million. And now we stand before coin number 3, the 2006 issue commanding $9 million together. These 3 coins form a trilogy of mystery, rarity, and value, unlike anything else in the collecting world. And you have walked step by step through their story with me. So here is my call to you. If this journey has captured your imagination, if you felt the suspense and wonder that numismatics brings, then do not leave without subscribing to World Coins Hub, because our next story may reveal a treasure you never expected. Share this video with friends who love history, money, or mysteries, because the more eyes that see these stories, the more legends we uncover. And if you truly enjoyed this video, send a super thanks. It helps us continue to explore the hidden world of rare currency for you. Remember, the greatest treasures often hide in plain sight, perhaps even in your own hands. So look closely, because the next $1 million coin may already be waiting in your pocket.